Great win for the Noles. Wasn't necessarily the best game, but it was a good win for our guys. Our football team got better today, and something we needed to do, and it was great to get it here at home.
We'll go to Ira on the right side.
Well, you finally got off to a fast start. What do you think kind of went into that, and how important was that for you guys?
It was very important for us because we hadn't done that all year, and I think a lot of it had to do with just our players, just their commitment to getting better. It started this week. They decided they were going to get better. They decided they were going to practice better and hold each other accountable, and it paid off for them. And we need them to continue to do that. That's something we've been preaching since day one that needs to happen. And I think it showed our guys that if they do those things, then good things can happen for us. So we needed to do that. Our guys were locked into what we were doing offensively, and it was great. And just go back to execution. Our guys executed the plays that we called.
Stand right side, go to Wayne. Okay.
Coach, just how much confidence did those first two drives give your offense after what they've been through the first 3 weeks?
It gave them a lot of confidence. You can see the enthusiasm those guys had, just moving the ball down there and being able to score in our first couple of drives. And like I say, it was something that needed to happen so our guys can get confident and I shouldn't say realize, but knowing that they can actually get it done and for them to go out and execute it like they did was impressive. Now we need for them to be able to execute like that for 4 quarters.
All right, Kurt, right behind.
In spite of really the running game never really get going, the passing game managed to get going. I mean, just how much did it help? Just how many different guys DeAndre kind of involved in the passing game? And I guess what can we do about the run? What can be done about the running game?
Well, I think the passing game was open because we kept trying to run the ball, and I thought early in the game we ran the ball pretty well, and then we didn't. But DeAndre's been doing that all year, just sharing the ball with a lot of different receivers, and it's been good for us. And he had time to get the ball out there a couple of times, and like I said, guys executed the plays. And he knew he had some talent out there. It's just a matter of us protecting and allowing him to get the ball there. Now, and then he could have had probably a lot more. He's got to continue to get better with some of his reads. He had some mishaps here and there, but for the most part, he did a good job for us.
Let's go to Sean on your left, front row.
Coach, you got a good start both on offense and defense. You hit a little bit of a lull there in the third quarter. What's the key to you guys kind of putting together a full game of just playing consistently?
Well, I think we just got to continue to focus on us and the things that we're not doing right and try to correct them each and every week that we go out. Try not to make those same mistakes twice. But I think a big part of it is playing a cleaner football game. We can't turn the ball over like we did. We had it on the ground too often, and we threw an interception that shouldn't have happened. So we got to take care of the football better and play a cleaner ball game against a really good football team. You're not going to win games playing the way we did today. So our guys understand that we didn't play as clean as we like to, and we got to get there. We still making those mistakes, and we got to correct them.
I'll go with 10 over the middle.
Willie, the way you started on offense those first 2 drives, is that what this offense it looks like and can look like when things are clicking and staying on schedule?
It is. It is when we can execute that way. And again, I go back. You saw us run the football, and when we can run the football successfully, that's when this offense can be what we all know it can be. So again, it was good to start off that way. I got shown, and now we got to put it together for 4 quarters.
We're going to go to Gene to your left.
Coach, a two-parter asking about Terry. How big was that catch? You guys were kind of struggling there a little bit in the second half. That 78-yard touchdown obviously opened some things up, gave you a little bit of a cushion. And then I think that's 3 touchdowns for him and 8 receptions. I mean, is there a reason why maybe he's not getting the ball more than he is?
Well, yeah, when the quarterback sacked sometimes and not get the ball to the receiver when they open is probably why he didn't get as more catches as he has. But it was great. I thought for our football team, I was really impressed with our guys just being great teammates throughout the game. There's a lot of guys playing, and some guy wasn't playing, and games in the past, they get upset and complain and get down, and today you didn't see any of that. Guys were really supportive of each teammate, and I think that made a big difference for us today. And Terry, he could have been one of those guys that upset he wasn't getting the ball, but he was a great teammate, and he was ready for the time when it came for him. He took advantage of it.
All right, we're going to stay on the left side. I can't see you.
Coach, tell me a little bit about Ricky's performance tonight, hitting 3 field goals over 40 yards, and especially that 50-yarder before halftime where it seemed like a lot of the players were really happy for him, and it was a big emotional win for you guys.
It was big, just like our team been struggling and Ricky was struggling too. So it was great for him to have those opportunities and take advantage of it. And the thing I was excited about, those kicks that he made today were the same ones that he missed early in the year on the left hash, and he had been missing those. So he came back and made them all today. And he told Ricky from the beginning, we believed in him and know what he's capable of, and he know what he's capable of. It's just a matter of going out and blocking all the other stuff out and go kick the ball. And he did a great job with it. And just like our team got better, he got better today.
We're going to go to Corey, top left.
Willie, did it seem like, at least initially in the first part of the game, you guys were much more physical on defense? Is that kind of how you want to see them attack ball carriers and send them backwards?
Oh, absolutely. You look at what our defense did today. I think they held them about 6 yards rushing, and that's something we like to do each and every week. If we can make a team one-dimensional, it gives us an advantage. I thought we gave up too many passing yards there late in the game. We could have did some things a lot better, but to be able to stop their running game, which was something they do a lot of, was really impressive, our defense.
How cool is it also to see Amir get in the end zone and then the reaction of his teammates to that touchdown? And following up, is he somebody that could be a bigger part of the running game moving forward?
Well, we got a lot of great backs, and we're going to try to find different ways to get guys the ball and help. And it was really neat for Amir to score his first touchdown. And I think all his teammates were excited because he finally got in the end zone. And he's been working really hard. Amir, again, another great teammate, never complained about anything. He's just ready for whenever we call on him. He plays his role and do a good job at it. It was great to see him go in and run, not only score, but run the ball hard. I thought he ran the ball hard while I was in there, too.
We're going to go back to Kurt on the right.
Defense kind of got the chance, I guess, play from ahead this year. It hasn't happened a ton this year. How do you kind of evaluate how they did in those circumstances and where there's still room for improvement?
Well, like I said, I was impressed with our guys, just how they did in the run game. And again, you want to stop and make a team one-dimensional, but once you make them one-dimensional, we want to take advantage of it. And we didn't necessarily take advantage of them when they had to throw. Would have really loved for us to get some sacks in there and not give up some of those pass plays that we gave up. So if there's room for improvement, we can be a lot better in our pass defense.
Willie, the offensive line, that was a group that probably a lot of people wouldn't have expected to be out there to start this game early in the season. How did you evaluate their performance? I know there were a couple breakdowns, but it seemed like they gave you an opportunity to run the offense.
I got to say we got better up front. For us to go out and execute like we did and score the points that we did. It all starts up front, and those guys did enough for us to do that. And are we where we need to be? By no means we're there, but our guys made improvement, and they took pride in it last week in practice to get better and not make any excuses for where we're at. And it paid off for them. We just need those guys to continue to get better, and hopefully here soon we can get some guys back. But those guys need to keep improving and developing to be a really good football player.
All right, we're going to go back over to your left.
Coach, how important was it to win the time and possession battle? How important was that to keeping some sort of consistency on defense throughout the game?
Well, I guess it was good to have the ball. That means we were converting on some first downs when we did, and our defense was getting off the field. Always great to have great time of possession when you score more than the other team. But it was good because our defense didn't have to play as much as they had been in the past. So to have time possession means our offense was doing something.
Go back to Wayne.
Coach, you had 1 penalty and 1 turnover in the first half. In the second, you had 8 penalties and 3 turnovers. It just seemed like the team was a lot less disciplined in the second half. Just what happened?
Like you say, we were a lot less disciplined than what we were in the first half. We talked about it all week playing winning football, and we had been killing ourselves with penalties. And talked about it at half. We only had 1 at the half, and then so you come out and you get a couple lining up on offsides on defense. Again, that's selfish. That's just, you got to understand where you're at. And again, we got to play cleaner. We can't do that to ourselves. And all those things are correctable, and our guys got to understand that. If we're going to be the team we need to be, we got to cut that down. And against a good football team, it'll kill us.
Go to Martin on the front row.
Willie, you could have
you could have taken a knee there at the end, but running is not running it up. How important was it today for this team to punctuate this win with that running?
Well, we're just, for us, and what we're doing, we're just running our offense. I think it's more important that our offense continue to try to get better, so I wouldn't say that was running it up. I mean, it was scored 30-7. I think we scored 7 last week. No one talked about running it up for us then, so I think it's important that our guys continue to get better, and we know we have to do that as an offense, and every opportunity we have to get better, that's what we're going to do.
Stay on the right side.
Coach, you talked about practice this week. Was there something that was done differently on coaching offense, or something that sparked in practice that was responsible for the offense tonight?
Well, I just think our players decided that enough was enough, and that they were going to hold each other accountable to practicing better and to be better in meetings, and it paid off. I mean, I seen this week guys getting upset when guys dropped the ball, and we didn't see that before. You got in practice and we didn't do it right. You hear guys, no, coach, let's not move on to the next play. Let's get this corrected. And that's what we talk about, them having ownership in their team, and they decided to do that. It wasn't the coach up there saying anything. They said enough is enough, and went out and practiced that way, and it paid off for them. And I really think that meeting they had and made a difference on the sideline with our guys of being great teammates and not being selfish and playing their roles. And again, I was more impressed with our guys with that than anything, because that was something that helped us back a little bit early in the year as well. So they're learning. They're learning to get better. They're learning how to win, and we got to continue to get better and understand that again, those mistakes we made today, we can't do that against a good football team.
And you said the improved practice was because of the team meeting?
I think it was because they decided that they wanted to practice better. They wanted to come out with a sense of urgency that we need and practice with every single day, and not hang their head down because things wasn't going our way. Again, it was just, they came together and they did that themselves, and the next day at practice, it was different, and it was, for me, it was back to where our guys was mentally before our first game of the year, and that's something that needed to happen.
We'll go back to Gene.
Coach, looking at the stats, you had 5 fumbles, you lost 3 of them. Obviously, that's something you said that can't happen against good teams. What can you do this week to address that in terms of the ball security and emphasize that?
A lot of it is just trusting your instinct. I think a lot of those balls that were on the ground was a couple of them was just reads, where the quarterback got a read rather than hand the ball off and keep it, and he can't be indecisive when that happens. Another one was a strip from a sack, another strip sack, that can't happen. So I think decision making and trusting your instincts when it comes to those plays where we have multiple decisions as a quarterback to keep the ball off the ground. And then from a running back standpoint, you got to hold on to the ball. As simple as that. That's all of our dreams, goals, and aspirations in that ball. And each guy got to take pride in taking care of all of our dreams, goals, and aspirations. And it's just, that's a 1-2 thing and a prideful thing. And our guys got to be a lot better when it comes to that.
Front row here on one.
Coach, you've had a lot of high snaps, not only in this game, but throughout the season. Can you explain a little bit about the percentage that maybe the defensive line as well as an offensive error?
I don't remember a lot of high snap. We had that one today that went over his head. I don't remember a lot of them that caused us a lot of issues. But that was bad and that was critical. We were down in the red zone and we were moving the football and snapped it over the quarterback head. And again, those little things that kills you, and when you're playing against a good football team. And our guys we got to learn to play a clean game consistently. We haven't been doing that. We'll do some things well, and then we stub our toe. And again, we're better today, but we're still not where we want to be an elite football team.
All right, last one, Kurt, on the right side.
We've heard about Trayshawn Harrison and kind of how his skills match with this offense. We saw it in action tonight. I mean, how special do you think he can be, and how nice is it to see one of those freshman receivers out there making plays?
He's going to be a really good football player for us, and he's still learning as well, And we all saw today you all saw what he's capable of doing, and I think each and every week go by, each and every game, he's only going to get better and get comfortable with what we're doing. And as he do that, I think you'll see him playing a lot more for us. And again, he's a talented football player, and he's a young one that's getting better, and I think he'll be a kid that we all get excited about when the time his career's over with. He's going to be one of the better ones that play here.